Hey guys, and welcome back. Today's video is just following me and my husband around as we do the morning chores around here. I know that's nothing too special, but I know I love to see other people and how they do things, and I thought maybe you guys would be interested in seeing what mornings look like around here. So if that's something you'd be interested in watching, go ahead and stick around. So this isn't the exact order we did everything in, just as I was piecing the video together. So I want to let you guys know that this isn't exactly how we did everything this morning, but it's kind of hard to fool around with filming and do your chores. That's what I found out this morning. Here we are just giving Henry, who is a 4-month-old steer, his soaked grain. He really prefers it that way and has started to refuse to eat it dry. Then we're gonna go ahead and clean out his water container, which as of right now is a turtle sandbox, because he was in with our female boer goats, but they started kidding, so he had to find a new temporary house until we can get his pasture built, which will be as soon as the ground thaws out. After Henry gets his hay, we're gonna go ahead and put some more straw down so he can have some bedding. But I was attacked. Not really. He was nibbling on my sweatshirt. So I let my husband sacrifice himself very bravely in with the baby cow, so I didn't get eaten. So here's him getting some more bedding. It's still pretty chilly here in southern Wisconsin. Up next, we are feeding the chickens, which, side note, kind of terrified of chickens. But here I am feeding them, and I like to play hide and seek with their feed just so they don't get bored. There's not too much to do in their run right now. We do have some toys for them, but the ground's still frozen here, and we've had snow as recently as yesterday, so they're not getting too much playtime. So I try to give them just something to do other than sit there and be bored and peck at each other. Up next is cleaning and refilling their waterer. This is still their heated waterer. We are going to continue to use this until the weather is a bit more mild. It's still getting into the 20s or upper teens at night here, so this is probably going to be in the coop for a couple more weeks. Then we go ahead and move on to feeding our ducks. We have 5 Muscovy ducks right now, and we just recently started letting them keep their eggs, so hopefully we'll have some more in late May. Then we empty, clean, and refill their water bowls. They have this larger red bowl, and also we're still using their heated bowl as well. Like I said, still getting pretty chilly. They also have an old bathtub we found on the back of our property when we moved in that we use as a pond for them. So really important to have fresh water for your ducks at all times. Really important to try to keep that clean, but anybody who has ever had ducks knows that nearly impossible to keep their water clean. So I'll come back out and check this later on in the day, but I can guarantee you it'll just look like mud by then. Next up, we are scooping the grain for the goats. We currently have 4 moms in milk, 10 kids, and our 2 billies. So this grain is for all of them. As you can see, our goat Rosie got out. She apparently thought we were taking too long to get her fed this morning and jumped her stall. So we got her back in there, collected her kids from the yard, and got everybody fed. Woo! Like the boys are ready for breakfast. They knocked their trough down off of their little feeding station here, so you're gonna see us in a second. My husband desperately tries to use this stick he found to get that trough back up onto their feeding station to avoid going in with them. They are pretty large and they're not really in rut right now, but they're pretty frisky. Coming out of winter, they were a little cooped up, so if you don't have to get in there, you might as well stay out. And I forgot I was filling up the water and also apparently have the strength of a very small chipmunk and couldn't get the water shut off, so it overflowed a little bit. But here we are getting water over to the goats in their pastures. My husband took the fuller bucket. The mamas will definitely drink all of this water by the afternoon, so I come back out here and check to make sure that they all have plenty of fresh water before we head to bed or before it gets dark. And sometimes I also give them a little bit more grain if they're screaming that they're hungry, like Miss Wrigley likes to do over here. So this is our buck, Bucky. I know, very original name. But as you can see, he was disbudded as a kid and his horns are growing back. Planning on doing a video for you guys about how we give him horn maintenance and do his hoofs with these bigger billies. Look for that to be coming out in the next couple of weeks here. His horns are definitely due for a trim. So we don't have enough room to grow our own hay, and the farmer that we had been buying hay from actually ran out of the smaller bales that are easier for us to manage. So we ended up with one of these large rectangular bales, and we don't have the equipment to move that. So we had to work it in book by book sections, and it was still pretty heavy, but that's why you see us using a pitchfork and moving it around this way instead of just moving just regular books of hay. But it's good quality hay, it's great for the animals, and we'll just make it work until spring. So that takes care of all of our outdoor farm animals. We are going to move over to loading our wood broiler outdoor furnace and then inside for the brooding chicks, and we'll be all done. With it being April here, the temperatures are still fluctuating quite a bit. We can be anywhere from snow to Saturday supposed to be 80 degrees. So that makes it a little bit tricky when you're operating this type of furnace. But our best bet is to just keep it going at this point so that way you're not freezing at night. So we're still loading this about 2 to 3 times a day, even though we miscalculated the amount of firewood we need for the season. So we're chopping as we go. But like I said, it's still getting pretty warm here. So it's not going on too much during the day, and we should be able to carry on just fine. Okay, last thing guess I thought that chicken was gonna attack me too. That was scary, wasn't it? Still, low-key scared of chickens. Anyway, we're just moving on to cleaning up these brooders. This will be the last thing until afternoon chores. We are going to get them some clean water and clean food and get any of this wet or dirty shaving out so that they have somewhere clean and dry to be. And that one wanted to go for a ride, but we're just going to clean out the chickens brooder over here. These are our Cornish cross chickens, and they're just being grown out as meat birds. And then in the brooder next to them, we have some turkeys that are just being grown out for meat. They're all just on medicated chick starter at the moment. So just replacing food and water and bedding so they can all be clean and happy and warm. And that's a wrap for morning chores. We went inside, got some lunch, and my husband got ready to go to work. He needs to leave around 1 o'clock. So that's it. Thanks for following along with us. Hope everybody's doing well, and thank you for watching.